house. I was seeing the branches, I was seeing the different kinds of birds that were coming to my beautiful tree, and I was watching the moon, and I often do all these things, but still I was doing this without really having any stakes, and I was just dabbling in many things. And then on around the second week, I think I realized that this is a golden time to actually revisit a lot of my old work which I had done. And somehow when you keep performing, certain pieces get left out of the regular performance routine. So one of these pieces is a beautiful Surdas Pad that I had learned many years back, I think in the 90s, early 90s. And this was the first pad that I actually recorded in a studio. You know, around 1995 was my first recording when I actually entered a studio and recorded a whole margam with nonetheless O.S. Arun. Arun was then in Delhi and he used to sing for me, and extremely talented and involved. So this is the padam that I had learned from Srimati Jamuna Krishnan. And somehow I think along the way this padam got left out from the repertoire. So I revisited it now, and I'm going to be presenting it now. I'm going to have fun because I have not had a recording of this padam, visual recording of this padam. So just kind of heard the music yesterday and I just said I'm going to just dance it. So there is no baggage, there is no previous learning reference to this piece. It's just a piece, and it talks about Krishna and the Krishnatva. Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in me, outside me, inside me. You just can't take away Krishna from me. That's all the piece says. So it says that He's in my heart, He is in my very inside. He is in my very sense of being. So it's beautiful when Krishna is seen as a whole, as a complete, as the essence of rasa. So this is an offering to all of you. I hope you enjoy yourself. It's in Rag Rageshwari, and the music was also set by Srimati Jamuna Krishnan. Aakin Make Bazar.
बसे रंगवारो आखिरी में बस जिय में बस जिय में बसत निसी दिवस प्यारो आखिरी में बस जिय में बस हिय में बसत निसी दिवस प्यारो तन में बसे मन में बसे बसना हूँ मैं बसे नंदवारो आखिरी में बसे सुधी में बसे बुद्धि हूँ मैं बसे सुधी में बसे बुद्धि हूँ मैं बसे सुधी में बसे बुद्धि हूँ मैं बसे अंग अंग में बसे मुकुट भारो अंग अंग में बसे मुकुट वारो सुधी में बसे बुद्धि हूँ मैं बसे सुधी में बसे बुद्धि हूँ मैं बसे अंग अंग में बसे मुकुट वारो अंग अंग में बसे मुकुट वारो सूर्य बन बसे घर हूँ मैं बसे बन बसे घर हूँ मैं बसे संग जो तरंग जो जलना लिया संग जो तरंग जो जलना लिया आखिरी में बसे जिय में बसे हिय में बसत निसे दिवस प्यारो आखिरी में बसे
Oh, I miss the claps. A live show is a live show for sure, because dancing to a small screen in front of you is never the same as dancing for an audience that can give you an instant feedback. However, I think it's a new way of the way we are going to live our lives, how we are going to do it, how are we going to generate incomes out of these new ways of reaching each one of you is something that we all need to deliberate, think, and come up with very, very practical solutions. As I was sitting through this whole lockdown, as I said, the first week just went by. The second week, I started teaching on something called Zoom. I never knew that something called Zoom existed. I knew that my daughter would occasionally mention Zoom because she had her office calls on Zoom, but I didn't have a clue as to what Zoom was. I sat and learned this whole technique of how you connect through Zoom, how you have different frames, and how you can actually teach or engage with students. So I started this new journey of mine, and in that, students who had left dancing and who were in all parts of the globe and they were away for nearly 20-23 years all came back, and they said, we are all in a lockdown situation and we all need to get back to dance. So it is amazing to actually connect with all of my older students, and it's been a starting of a very fresh kind of a journey. However, my current students who are my students in my Natya Vriksha, in my studio, I thought that things that would suit this medium more, we should kind of do. So we do a lot of Abhinaya, which is easier to do because Laya, you know, it's very difficult with the time lag. If you have many screens, each one, because of their Wi-Fi capacity, has a different tala according to which they are dancing. So it's difficult to teach talas or anything to do with Laya. But Abhinaya, we thought, worked beautifully because they all actually saw me in close-up and they said, wow, this is even better than learning live in the class. So it was very nice. Then we started engaging with mythology, with paintings, with sculpture. I pulled out all the sculptures. If many of you would be seeing on Facebook, I and my husband Rajiv have been putting up little anecdotes, little things attached to different kinds of things we picked up. We didn't have the money when we picked this up, all this up, you know. So you can't wait till you have the money when you see something beautiful. You need to pick it up and pay back, keep paying back your loans, I guess. So these were picked up over a period of time. Whenever we saw something beautiful, we thought we should kind of have it in the studio so that the children could pick it up and children could enjoy the sense of proportion, the sense of color, the sense of texture, the sense of the beautiful expressions and the beautiful ways of using even the dola, the way it is used, how the index finger is actually held so beautifully. So I think all these things, I've also been listening to a lot of music of different genres, different kinds, and I've been celebrating the work of some fantastic musicians. So coming to music, the next piece that I plan to do is something very close to my heart. Again, a piece that I learned from Srimati Jamuna Krishnan. And then I have been doing it of late a lot. It's when, many of you would have seen it actually in Sanskrit, where Ramo Nama Bhagwan, which used to be done by Kalanti Mami many times in her recitals, where Mother Yashoda is actually telling the story of Ramayana to baby Krishna as she's trying to put him to sleep. And when the point comes where Ravana abducts Sita, this baby Krishna actually gets up and asks for the bow and calls for Lakshmana and says, where is my bow? So this cuts across incarnation, space, time, everything. And this is an epiphanetic moment for Yashoda when she doesn't know what's happening to Krishna and she's perplexed and she feels that there is some kind of evil spirit which has got into him. And then, of course, she goes back to the little Krishna, and Krishna again comes back to his baby Krishna, and he just comes to the lap of Yashoda. So it's a beautiful piece in very simple because it's a Sundar composition, and I'd like to sing and do this composition because I don't have it recorded, and I thought I wanted to do this piece, so I thought I'd sing and do this piece.
नगर एक रमणीक अयोध्या बड़ी महल ताहाँ नृपति दशरथ रघुवंशी ताहाँ नृपति दशरथ रघुवंशी तिनके नारी तीन सुखकारी तिनके नारी तीन सुखकारी कौसल्या कैकेयी सुमित्रा तिनके जन्म भये सुतचारी कौसल्या कैकेयी सुमित्रा तिनके जन्म भये सुतचारी चारि पुत्र राजा के प्रगटे चारि पुत्र राजा के प्रगटे तिनमें एक राम व्रतधारी तिनमें एक राम व्रतधारी सुनी सुत एक कथा कहो प्यारी 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 जनक धनुष व्रत देखी जानकी त्रिभुवन के सब नृपति हकारी जनक धनुष व्रत देखी जानकी त्रिभुवन के सब नृपति हकारी राजपुत्र तो ऋषि ले आए राजपुत्र दो ऋषि ले आए सुनि व्रत जनक तहाँ पगधारी सुनि व्रत जनक तहाँ पगधारी धनुष तोरी मुख धनुष तोरी मुख धनुष तोरी मुख मेली नृपन को धनुष तोरी मुख मेली नृपन को जनक सुता तिनकी वर नारी जनक सुता तिनकी वर नारी जनक सुता तिनकी वर नारी सुनी सुत एक कथा कहो प्यारी सुनी सुत एक कथा कहो प्यारी पग अंगूठा जब मेरी नृपन को पग अंगूठा जब मेरी नृपन को तब कई कई मुख मेली निवारी बचन मांगत
teaching and learning of dance, I think there are always moments of discovery when you make a new piece or create a new piece, or when you're revisiting an old piece and something that you had missed earlier, you suddenly discover. It's, I think, very, very beautiful. For some time in between, I was very, very involved with group work. And in the last 2 years, I've come back to solo. And I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying the solo margam and teaching the solo margam and performing the solo margam. Because I think the two ways of viewing dance is that one is that you go deeper and deeper into the tradition, which is your traditional compositions. How do you present them? How do you re-envisage them? How do you re-contextualize them? I think context is something very, very important, because there is always, when a poet writes, a sociological context within which he or she writes. So I think we need to understand that, and for our context, for our current times, we need to always put that in perspective for ourselves, the audience, and for our students. That's, for me, quite important. Also, I feel today rhythm is something that really appeals to everybody, and everybody is dancing to all kinds of rhythmic meters, patterns, jatis, and very, very demanding mathematical combinations. But I think in dance, the musicality of a movement or the musicality of a jati, which we used to always see in a Dandai Dapani Pillai or a Vadavu Ramayapalya style, where the jati used to be like music. I think, that I miss that aspect, because the jati today is very, very starkly different from the music that is before or after. It's not one continuous flow of a river. So I try very hard to make the jatis musical, and also the movements, even if you're doing a very demanding mathematical calculation, to make it simple, seamless, and to make it as though it's flowing with the poetry and with the jati and the music, and the cadence of the piece is one continuous whole and not as sections of parts of different things which are put together. So I think this is something that came to my mind, and I was working on different kinds of syllables that is possible, and maybe at the end of this lockdown see some work that is in progress. Today is, of course, World Earth Day, and I think what other time than during the lockdown, when we have actually seen nature reclaim itself and say that enough is enough, and I will not allow you to harm me anymore. And you can actually see the trees much, much happier when we have not been having our onslaught on them. And they are cleaner, the dust is not there. Many, many more birds are coming in onto the trees, at least in my neighborhood. And the flowers are beautifully blooming. I sit here, and across the road there's this beautiful purple bush that I see every morning. And I just marvel at nature, and I say, my God, what have we done to deserve this beauty around us? So is it not our responsibility and our duty to see that next generation and generations to come also enjoy this? And for that, I think we need to really take care of nature. In a very introspective mood that we are all in, and I've been reading a lot of poetry, Kabir resonates very, very beautifully, because he talks about the inner self. He talks about what is inside. Not to look for things around, but to look for everything within. To actually look for things
within yourself. It's a very simple kind of a poetry where it says, everything outside is dark. I cannot see anything. But why don't you see inside the light within? And this is a beautiful poem that of Kabir that I composed a few years back. The music is done by Sudha Raghuraman in the ragam Gamanashramam, and it was a very lilting raga, and she did the music for this piece, and I hope you enjoy it.
कहत कबीर सुनो भाई साधो कहत कबीर सुनो यही है गुरु हमारा, यही है गुरु हमारा, यही है गुरु
Time? About 8 minutes. 8 minutes. I've been told to take some questions. So, Sharanya, if you could help me with some questions, in case there are some questions, because oh, no questions. That's nice. This piece is pretty demanding, so after this to come back and to start jabbering, it takes me a little time. Because when you talk about the inner journey, I think every person is different and everybody's journey is very, very different. So it's very hard sometimes to,
There's a question.
when somebody talks about your inner journey, it's hard to actually tell them because it's a very personal journey. Yeah.
The question is about how do you develop Manodharma in Abhinaya?
It's a very good question because I've been asked this
many times, and I think that there are two sources. One is poetry, because unless you read a lot of poetry, different kinds of poetry, and we are particularly blessed in Bharatanatyam because we have access to almost the 4 South Indian languages, Sanskrit, and of course now Hindi, Avdi, and Maithili. You know, so many languages. So we have access to poetry from so many different sources. So I think unless you actually read a lot of poetry, the similes and metaphors and the beauty, how to expand a particular word or a particular phrase or a particular sentence, that sensitivity comes with reading a lot of poetry. And the second thing is music, the cadence of the music, because Manodharma also has its time and place. It needs to be used where it has to be used. It cannot be used anywhere. So in Bharatanatyam, because the formats are very well defined, you get ample inspiration from the music to actually develop this whole process of Manodharma. It's a good question.
What motivates you in an exhausting and challenging time like this? Relating to that, what's your inner journey through this lockdown?
What motivates me is hope. There is a time after the lockdown, and we have to come out sparkling. We have to come out as better human beings. So this is the time when we actually go through the churning, that osmosis, and come out of this lockdown as sensitive, humane people with creativity which is of a different kind, which is purposeful and which is inclusive.
There's a request to recite a jati if possible, which reiterates the musicality bit that you were talking about.
Okay. Well, I'll take a very simple Tanek takina kitakajam Tatita tana tanata juno junata dimi dimi tatane kitakina kitakajam Tatita tana tanata juno junata dimi dimi tatita tana tanata juno junata dimi dimi takita Tarita tanata junata dimi tatom Kartakadar Tatita tanata junata dimi tatom Kartakadar Tarita tanata junata dimi tatom Kartakadar tom Kartakadar tom Any more questions?
There are many, but I think we tried to consolidate as much
The
as
questions.
possible. And just last couple of minutes, any final thoughts?
Okay. I also have a take on how to become professional dancers and how to move from becoming a student to a professional. There are no shortcuts. And I don't think learning in quick scenarios really makes an artist. You can become a performer, but to become an artist, I think my guru used to say that let the rasa just immerse you, and you, even if you just stand, the rasa should flow from you. And I think that is a very, very immersive process, and it takes time. Things don't happen all of a sudden. So things happen with a long process of understanding, of staying in a piece. You need to stay in a piece, because I feel every time you want something new, something different, yes, that is nice. You are increasing your understanding of dance and your pieces, but to stay in a piece and to completely decipher all the layers of a particular piece is also equally important, and to make your piece your own. Never to dance like somebody, but to dance the piece as you yourself. Your own Atma has to be put in that particular piece. Thank you very much, and Gayatri, I wish you all the very, very best in your whole endeavor to reach out to the underprivileged and to the migrant workers whom you're trying to help financially and emotionally. Thank you, and long live dance.